Hello, and welcome to this edition of FYI. I'm Elaine Chang-Baxter, the Director of Partnerships for Montgomery County Public Schools. With us in the studio today is Mrs. Dana Edwards. Mrs. Edwards is the Director of the Department of Certification and Staffing. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Elaine.
Can you tell us how MCPS goes about hiring the best workforce possible for our students?
One of the biggest things that we do is we make ourselves present. We start with our college campuses. We do a lot of work in terms of recruitment, in terms of going to the student teacher classes, talking to the seniors, having our partnerships with those colleges and universities. We've also increased our visibility online through virtual career fairs. We also are advertising with many of the different businesses through their online advertisements versus doing a lot of print advertisement, because what we're finding is people are looking on jobs through their phones, through their computers at home, and then they also have their smart TV. So they're using everything that is virtually basically electronic. We've also changed a lot of our signage, knowing that our students need the absolute best employees in front of them. So we want to make sure that we are promoting ourselves through that particular piece, and our main goal is to hire for excellence every time.
Wow, I actually didn't know about some of those new pathways in which that we're recruiting our employees. So that's absolutely amazing. How does MCPS go about developing and retaining a highly skilled teaching corps?
We start looking at our hiring class. Within our hiring class, we always have a lot of first-year teachers. And with our first-year teachers, they are assigned consulting teachers, which is really a premier opportunity for them to work with someone who we consider as a master teacher, who gives them feedback, supports them with lesson planning, and works with them hand in hand within the classroom. We also take a look at the strengths and talents of the teachers and work with the principals to make sure that they are matched as best appropriately, and understanding what our individual schools need. What type of employee are you looking for? What is the vision of your school for the coming year? So as we're meeting these teachers, we want to make sure that they're going into a school where they feel comfortable, where they feel welcome, and where they feel like they can absolutely grow. And for our veteran teachers, one of the things that we want to make sure that they know is MCPS is a place where whatever you want to do, we want to support you for the next level. So we really put a lot of effort into not only bringing you in, but with the professional growth. And also, as you know, in MCPS, we are very steeped in terms of our professional development, and we make sure that when we're interviewing and when we're talking about our system, that we make sure that our applicants know that we are a very diverse school system, and we want to make sure that through our lens of cultural competence that we're learning together and we're applying this for not only our students but our community members as well.
As a former principal, I certainly appreciated the work that HR does in terms of recruiting the best candidates, and also that consulting teacher that first year that was just an additional awesome hand to making sure that that teacher was ready to be that best teacher in front of the kids. How does MCPS remain competitive in the job market?
That's a great question, because as you know, the enrollment in the teacher preparation programs is decreasing. So there are a few things that we do. Of course, we definitely work very closely with our colleges and universities. We not only like to go to the recruitment fairs, but we like to show up the day before and meet with the students in advance so they can have that one-on-one personal touch. The second piece is our salary, and our benefits are always a positive. We are located in a very central place for especially our younger teachers who want to know, what can I do here in Montgomery County? What are you close to? So we're not far from DC, Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York, where they can get to their friends and family very quickly, as well as have an active social life. The third piece is we are focused on our support to teacher pathway. And so we want to definitely look at our supporting services employees who either have a bachelor's degree, have a teaching certificate, or are interested in becoming a teacher. And so we want to grow our own, and that's the best way in order to do it. And that also happens through many of our university partnerships that are often sometimes for career changers who just need the teacher certification.
Right. That's great. Why is it important for us to build a workforce that's reflective of our diverse community?
I think it's important from my standpoint. You know, I think back to when I came to Montgomery County. a while ago. And I came as a staff development teacher as well as an English teacher. And during that time, our system, we were studying and talking about race and equity and why it was important. And some of the key things that stand out, not only as an employee in Montgomery County Public School, but also as an African American woman, you want to see yourself reflected in who's working with you. You want to feel as though that our county definitely celebrates and appreciates the diversity of our community as well as our families. And so all of our students and all of our families enter in different places. And sometimes the comfort for many of them is seeing someone who has a commonality with them. And so our goal through the recruitment process and the selection process is we definitely want to find the best teacher. And sometimes the best teacher may not always be someone from a different cultural background or a different racial background, but finding the best teacher who is diverse, who can bring a different way of thinking and approaching the work, and who can definitely add to the culture of Montgomery County and who we are and how we're growing is great.
So how do we go about recruiting our teachers of different backgrounds to reflect the student population that we have?
So we've expanded in that, and one of the big things that we definitely do is we visit all of our historically Black colleges and universities in Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, as well as D.C. We also have extended our media presence on HBCU careers. We also work with our student achievement action groups with LEAP. We also work with the 1977-2 group, and we stay in contact with those groups, and they're really our partners in making sure that how we're approaching the work is inclusive of everyone. We've advertised in Asian Fortune this year, and we've also formed some great relationships with universities who have minority candidates who kind of don't know which direction they want to go in. Maybe they received a degree that's not a teaching degree, and we're able to have those conversations when we're at career fairs with those students. And then again, I go back to the support to teacher pathway because our supporting services employees are our largest employee group. They're diverse in terms of cultural background, ethnic background, religious background, and we really want to tap into that great wealth that they have and bring that into the classroom in a different way. So we definitely are able to do that, and then we also work through virtual career fairs where it allows us to cast a net that is worldwide, and also in certain fields where we seem to get a little stagnant as well.
So if I am in the viewing audience and I want to maybe pursue a job in Montgomery County Schools, what should I do? What's the best way for me to get some information?
The best thing for you to know is you definitely want to work for Montgomery County Public Schools.
That's great.
We have everything that you possibly need, but please visit us on MCPS Careers, and you can take a look at what direction you would like to go in. If you're interested in becoming a teacher, a supporting services employee, or an administrator, whether it be school-based or central office, you have the opportunity to apply for any of those positions. And then you can always call the office and talk with someone directly, but we are definitely interested in anyone who has an interest in us.
That's great. And I think we should add that there's so much opportunity here in our school system. I started off as a teacher and a principal, and now I get to work on partnership work in central office. And I don't know if you want to share your background.
Okay. Similar to you, Elaine, I taught in Baltimore City Public Schools for 6 years. So I was a language arts teacher. You don't hear about those anymore. And then I came to Montgomery County Public Schools and had the awesome opportunity to become a staff development teacher and wandered into administration and served as an assistant principal and principal. And now I am the Director of Certification and Staffing, and it's full circle for me because being a teacher, understanding what kids need and working with kids directly, being a building administrator and really selecting staff for just a small group of students within my school and my community, and now looking at it whole scale and being able to really, do a lot of great, awesome work in bringing people in on the forefront of their careers. Whether you be a teacher, supporting services employee, it's our job to usher you in and make the best match possible so that you stay with Montgomery County and you grow as an individual and as a professional.
Right. And I want to thank you for sharing your background, because having you at the helm with the recruitment and understanding what the schools need is just incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Oh, absolutely.
And thank you for being on our show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'm Elaine Chang-Baxter. I'm the Director of Partnerships. Join us next time on FYI.